Good evening, YouTube. This is Dan at Zombie Nation. I am smoking a Devil Anse Cobb with some Cult Blood Red Moon. Never used to fancy myself a Arrow person, but pretty good stuff. Some of my favorite tobaccos are becoming aromatics. Kind of weird. Anyway, I want to tell you a little story about something that happened 35 years ago today. Had a girlfriend in high school who made extra money babysitting. And she babysat for a family just out of town, the town I live in currently, about 3 miles out on an old country road. It was just a little bit of snow on the ground, and it was getting dark about the time it is now, maybe an hour or two later. I was talking to her on the phone. She was babysitting a 3-year-old and a newborn, somewhere in that age range, maybe 4 and 1, something like that. And they are both sleeping, so she was talking to me on the phone. And we talked for a little while, hung up. Had an old 70 and a half Camaro. Went cruising around a little while. Came back home a couple hours later. Now, this is before cell phones, so she calls me kind of frantic a couple hours later. It's like, I hear noises outside and I don't know who it is. Can you come out here and look? Okay, I'm going to be the hero. So I go out there. And I don't see anything. Look around. A little bit of snow on the ground, but it's kind of wet and muddy. They had horses. It was a mobile home, but they had a horse stable. Went out and looked, checked the horses. They were fine. Weren't moving. And so I went back inside. Sat down for a while. The older child was up. And he was getting cranky, so she put him back in his little crib bed thing. And about ready to leave. Suddenly we heard this blood-curdling scream from the kids' room. Just horrible scream. So we ran in there. I was the first one around the corner. Ran down the hallway, cut into the room. First one in the corner, and the older child was standing up in his kind of a crib thing. He had this horrible look on his face, and he was pointing at the window. I look at the window. Looking back at me was this pale white face with a scar running down the cheek. He just stood there staring at me, and I stared back. Seemed like an eternity, probably 4 or 5 seconds. All of a sudden, it was gone. Whoever it was took off. So I go out there. I look around. Had a flashlight. It's dark by this time. And I get outside. Went to the window. The person, thing, whatever was looking in. There was nothing there. No footprints. No disturbances. Now, mind you, this is a little bit of snow and mud on the ground. I was leaving footprints everywhere. Mud all over my boots. But there was no sign of anybody underneath that window. Kind of made me worry. Hair on the back of my neck was standing up. And I was starting to look around, and all of a sudden the horses start going off, whinnying. It sounded like they were trying to break down their stalls. So I go in there. Nothing. By the time I get there, the horses are calmed down, but they're kind of antsy, prancing around a little bit. I don't see a damn thing. Went back inside, called the cops. Now this is a town cop, and again, it's a few miles out of town, so it took him about half an hour to get there. When he got there, we started looking around. Went out to the horse stable, looked in there, but this time there were footprints. They weren't there when I was out there. Thought maybe they were mine, I walked through there, but I looked at my boots and they weren't the same size. They were different. Kind of walked, the feet were pointed outward, almost like a duck. Looked kind of weird. Not that exaggerated. It was, people tracks, but weird way of walking, whoever it was. Nothing. Looked around, couldn't find a damn thing. And that is when